There's two themes here, talking about Bernie Care or Medicare for all or Medicaid for all. I know you addressed that 2 days ago, but you could do that again. And then there's three or four people who are saying, how can you talk about this when the Democratic primary there was cheating? And that's including Frank Wiggins, who has asked this question often of us.
Frank?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you my answer. I'm in the news. This is the new thing. This is what's happening. If I went to work every day and just filed one more story on what happened during the Democratic primary, I wouldn't last long in my job. People want to know what's happening. What if I knew about this bill and I decided not to write anything about it because I was told that I had to just focus on either this lawsuit or the primary or what the DNC did and whether Donna Brazile is still getting paid by the DNC. And then the law passed. Now it's the law of the land. Now people are getting rounded up who are part of the BDS movement. I'm like, it's a shame. I actually knew that was happening and I was going to say something about it and maybe people could have activated around it and stopped it from happening. But I had a really interesting piece on Donna Brazile that I was going to write. I don't think people who were in chains going to prison after this bill became law would find that to be a reasonable decision on my part. Journalistically, I have only so much time in the day, and so I have to decide where to.
Okay, well, Frank would probably counter that the story about whether Donald Trump Jr. or Donald Trump or Paul Manafort colluded with Russia to affect the outcome of the election, that's about last year also, but there's umpteen million stories about that, and nobody talks about whether or not the DNC and Hillary were colluding.
That's a fair point. However, I would ask Frank, how many stories about Don Jr. do you think you'd be reading right now if Donald Trump had lost the election? Hillary lost, and so she won the primary, and so the people that she beat in the primary are still remember that. But she lost the general election, and so a lot of the country has just moved on from her and forgotten about her. And if you saw her approval rating, is in the 30s. She was like 2 points below Donald Trump. She hadn't even done anything. Donald Trump earned his 30-something. Hers just gravity. But so I think if Trump had lost, you wouldn't be hearing squat. A few people would be writing about Russia on the cybersecurity side, the kind of Russian, the people whose beat it is to write about that. But national reporters would be writing about Benghazi, because they'd be writing about emails, and they'd be writing about whatever else the Select Committee on Impeachment, on impeaching Hillary Clinton, was writing about. So that's a fair point.